Hello and welcome back to Factorio Atlantis. We are on a water world which has just a crazy size to it now. This I think is the final blueprint to put down for this round of expansion. And then we have our complete diamond. If I toggle on Roboports, you can see it's completely covered with construction and it's checkerboarded with logistics. We also have the blasting charges mod. So as blasting charges get made, this comes along and blows up a bit of the island. Let's see which bit it blows up. Cool. So eventually this whole island will be blown up. My intention is to blow up all the land which we are not actively using, and the only way I'm actively using land is if I have mining drills on it, basically. So we will end up in a situation where there is no land. Alright. We're just wiring in some train stations here. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 smelters per one of these arrays, smelting copper. That is 7 times 5 is 35. Okay, and so that's even with prod mods knocking 8% off 35, whatever that would be. That is going to be how much does this knock off? Crafting speed is down 30%, productivity plus 8. So yeah, to be honest, I don't know. But anyway, that's 30 odd is more than 24, so that's more than one full belt. So we need to bring in 2 belts of copper. Luckily, we can do this. All right, now, what's the best way? What I'd like to do is something like this for copper. Well, let's try something like that for copper. So, okay, could do that. Could take it back one to line it up. Okay, so this is copper off the first line. This is our second line of copper. Okay, let's copy that. So I would like that there. Okay. So can we copy this whole contraption? Yep. Let's copy it over to here. Okay, and then I think that's it. What are we missing? That there. So I think that is our, that's our copper supplied. Quite pleased with that. And because we design things rather than just building stuff, we're going to filter that so that no ore gets left on the end of that belt. All right, so that should be the whole of this module done. And the only thing left is bringing in coal. Right, so I'm going to leave coal as a job for later. I'm going to assume that the coal is brought in somewhere. Yeah. But this is done. So we can blueprint this and place it down, which is quite exciting. All right, so let's copy this down to there. Put it in there. All right, so we are going to keep this export string. Then we are going to go to the blueprint library, import that. Okay, we now have 2 copies of this. Let's take one of these, add a pontoon platform. Yep. And we are going to delete some items. So the items we're going to delete are the rail, big poles, signal, station. Are there any other signals? Yeah, chain signals. Okay, then we're going to take that one and upgrade it to have platforms underneath all the items. Then I can go to the world map. Now, where do we want this? That's our blue science, military, green, red. Remember, it's going to be 4 squares in a diamond. So I need a 3x3 block with nothing else really in it. That's a 3x3 block. All right, let's have a look. So this needs to be in a square with the signals on the outside. Let's put that down, and that's the flooring. Check one last time. Because I have had issues where the flooring has been off by 1 tile. But yes, that's down. Brilliant. And there's a tile of land which we can get rid of. Wow. All right, so this, does this have any land? No. This one? No. Nope, just that single tile of land, that's gone. All right, so that will get built. Right, next job. This requires several stations. So let's check what they are. Okay, this requires a copper, sorry, an iron, a copper, and a stone. 3 stations. All right, and we also need coal. So I think coal's going to come this way. There we go. No power pole for that. Okay, let's put down a split here. And I would quite like the coal to be kept near the top of here. So we are going to do something about that. All right. So then I can take that much, and we can do the same thing here. Good. And we can't invert it. Is that it? There. And all right, so this does work out reasonably well. All right, now I'm in two minds about whether to use this big long belt or to use undergrounds. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Right, that now means that our coal belts are all coming from up here. So however we do this, we need... Right, let's get a train station, because I'm not sure how well... Alright, so let's copy this just for size. I know it's not the right station. Okay, so that could actually work. Depending, we could actually fit the coal stop in there. Feed the belts through. So then we would still need somewhere to bring in oil. We're taking out our product here. And I think the best way to do that is to take it out from underneath. There. So this will be our output station rather than an input. Right. How are we doing with building this platform out? It's getting there. Good. So, what's left for this to work? Okay, we need 3 incoming stations. We need... Let's copy this, and then we'll fix what's needed. All right. So, one of them that needs to go. The second of them, get rid of that. The third of them. Right, have I been adding power poles everywhere? I have. So let's get rid of those. Because we really don't want bonus power poles. Right. So this, let's walk over. Okay, well there's no good place for the copper, iron or stone. Stone is the smallest volume thing, and it's side loaded from this direction. Copper is side loaded from... Does it matter which side copper is loaded onto? No, it doesn't. Whereas, does it matter what side stone is on? Yes, that is important. Is it? Double check. Alright. So, this up here is taking... steel and brick. 0.9 of each. Okay, and this... the brick and the steel are both coming off here. Basic inserter is 0.9. Fast inserter 0.3. Okay, so we can do this with a single fast inserter. So these can be loaded on either side of the belt as long as they're loaded on one side or the other. This can be loaded on either side. Again, it's got to be on one or the other. Okay, let's look at it another way. This steel smelter takes half a belt of iron ore. This takes half a belt of iron ore. So, if we... Alright, we're going to do it this way. Cool. So we've... this needs some iron as well. So... let's do a slightly weird splitter. Okay, so this is a slightly exploded 4-to-4 splitter. So that lets us put in... iron ore there. Iron ore there. Okay. I'm just wondering how this is going to work out. So this is 4 lines of iron. I need to also have 2 lines of copper and 2 lines of stone. Okay, so let's imagine that this is stone. And am I out of belt? Yes, because I've been sitting outside of request range. Right, So what I'm wondering is, let's turn this into 2 lines. Although I'm sure we only need 1. All right, let's copy this out to there. Right, so then we'll need to bring this in to interface with that. Okay, how are we doing with the flooring? It's getting there. Then we're going to need a second line of stone to mix in here. And I think I'm going to do that by actually having a second line of stone. Great. So this is our next stone. This time the stone came in from on top and the iron came in from underneath, but there's no reason why it has to be the same way twice. So let's nix that. There's also no reason why this has to be here. Take this and assume that this just carries on down like that. Okay, so we would need some room. There. Okay. So then what we're missing is, so that's both the stone lines plumbed in. Yeah, so what we're missing now is the copper. Good. So iron goes into that copper and iron. There is I feel like I'm 1 iron short. No, all 4 irons are in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. All right. So then copper is the next thing. Let's move that up 1. That's it. All right, so that's 2 copper lines out. I want to plumb 1 directly into there. Then the next one needs to go in here somehow. That would be a pretty place to take it, wouldn't it? Okay, so that's the copper. So I think this is our second build. I'll let the bots place it, but I think that's our second build. Let's head over to here. How are we doing? Pretty good. Recharging problem rather than anything else. So I'm going to leave the episode here. I'm going to build essentially this again here, and then blueprint it down. And then I'll decide whether this needs us to do it on camera, but it's going to be essentially the same job. I really like how these are coming out though. They look really pretty compared to what I was expecting. There we go. And of course there's these little snags which you don't notice till things are placed. Don't really show up well in ghost form. Thanks for watching. We really are getting there. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.